Hello and welcome to another tutorial by wizardtutorial.com. My name is Tom, and today we're going to be talking about the HTML headings. HTML headings are very important when it comes to building a website, but you got to understand how they work and how to use them. First off, let's just take a look at HTML headings themselves, what they are. So they're an element, HTML element. So we got 6 of them. We got H1. We got H2, oops. We got H3, H4, H5, and H6. Alright, so we got 6 heading elements here. H1 is the biggest, boldest heading element, and then H6 is the smallest. Now that's based on the default settings in the browser. Of course, you can style them with CSS if you would like, but there's something more important I want to point out here. Search engines. When you're building a website, you want to gain traffic to your website. Otherwise, it's pointless to build a website. And the best way to get traffic is through search engines. If you're ranking pretty high for a certain keyword, then you're going to get some traffic, and it makes your site more valuable. It's going to make your website more profitable, and make the conversion rate higher. So using heading tags can help you with this. Search engines like heading tags. That's how they can tell what your web page or website is about, by reading the heading tags. Now, yes, they give the user interface a little bit better feel and look to your website, but my standpoint is don't focus on that so much. We can style with CSS. What I want you to focus on is when you use these heading tags, focus on your SEO, your search engine optimization. Alright, so in this case, I would use H1 as the title of my website. Alright. On each web page, the title of my page, I'd be using H2, and the subtitles in my articles or my web page, I'd be using H3. Alright, and then if you have even more subtitles, H4, H5, H6. H1 is the most important heading element. H2 is a little less important than H1. H3 is a little less important than H2, and so on. H6 would be the least important. Alright, so when search engines crawl your website, they're going to see these tags here. It's going to see a heading 1 tag, and it's going to say, oh wow, this must be really important. So I would put, you want to include some keywords in there, because the search engine is going to emphasize on your heading tags. Alright, this is not the only thing to SEO, like, just don't go, oh, I put heading tags with my keywords in there and I should be ranking high. That's not the only thing, alright? And, in our tutorials we'll point out more stuff, and we'll try to help you out with that. But, back to HTML. This is how we write heading tags. This is the syntax, alright? So let's go ahead and put some content in here and see what they look like in the browser. Now, like I said, they have default styling. So we're just going to say, hello world. I'm just going to copy this, so I'm going to type it 5 more times. So paste these in here. Paste, paste, paste. I'm going to save that. I'm going to open up my file here. Give me a second. And I'll slide it over here. And there you go. This H1 tag. H2 tag, H3 tag, H4 tag, H5 tag, H6 tag. You see, the default stylings basically tell you I'm the most important, I am the least important. But you can change this with your CSS. That's up to you. The main part is when a search engine crawls your website, it's going to see H1 tag. Oh, this must be really important, so I am going to focus on this. And then when it sees H6 tag, well, it's least important, but it could be somewhat still important. So I'm going to kind of focus on this, but I'm going with what H1 is. If I need more information, I'll go to H6. That's how search engines are going to read your website with the H1 tags. Now, it's supported in all browsers, so you don't have to worry about that. And I just want to emphasize one more time, do not style your website for user interface using these tags. Alright, just focus on this for SEO, for the search engines, so they know what's important. Otherwise, if you start focusing on trying to style your website, like making the font bigger and bolder because you want bigger font there, or bolder font, there's other ways to do that. You can style it with CSS, and you can use like strong tags or the bold tags to make that font look a little bit different. But the main reason I would focus on this is for SEO. If you have any questions, leave a comment on YouTube or on our website at wizardtutorial.com, and we'll see you in the next one.